I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is an open meeting of the Seward, Nebraska governing body. The city of Seward abides by the Nebraska Open Meetings Act in conducting business. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is displayed on the north wall of the meeting room facility as required. Disclosure of meeting and recording processes is posted in the meeting room. A participant sign-in sheet is available for use by any citizen addressing the council. Presenters shall approach the podium, state their name and address for the clerk's record, and are asked to limit remarks to 5 minutes. All remarks shall be directed to the mayor, who shall determine by whom any appropriate response shall be made. The city of Seward reserves the right to adjust the order of items on this agenda if necessary, and may elect to take action on any of the items listed. Please call the roll.
Lacy.
Here.
Beck. Here. Camper.
Here.
Fritz.
Here.
Pike.
Here.
Singleton. Schmidt.
Here.
Hans.
Here.
All right. Item number 1, consideration of approval of draft minutes of February 17, 2015.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, could you register your votes? Please display the votes.
Voting in favor of the motion, Beck. Camper. Fritz. Pike. Singleton. Schmidt. Hans. Lacy. Motion carries.
Item number 2, consideration of consent agenda.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, could you register your votes? Please display the votes.
Voting in favor, Hans. Schmidt. Singleton. Pike. Fritz. Camper. Beck. Lacy. Motion carries.
Item number 3, confirmation of mayor's appointments. I am appointing Mary Jo Yates to the Seward Aging Services Commission to replace Joan Schulte.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, could you register your votes? Please display the votes.
Voting in favor, Lacy. Beck. Camper. Fritz. Pike. Singleton. Schmidt. Hans. Motion carries.
Item number 4, consideration of approval of submitting a pre-application for 2015 Home Ownership Opportunity Program grant. I believe Greg's here.
Yes.
You're welcome to come to the podium.
The Seward County Housing Corp. Works with SEND, Southeast Nebraska Development District, and I think they have forwarded to the council and the mayor a letter requesting the city to be the applicant sponsor for another round of grant funding for down payment assistance for home buyers. And so I think they just, SEND just needs the council's okay at this point to submit a pre-application. That has to be in by the end of March, and then a full application to NDED has to be in by May 1st. So that's what the request is for this evening.
All right. Any questions from the council? Yes, Mark.
Greg, are you the one that fills this out, or who actually fills out the application?
Dave Calladay with SEND is actually the person who completes the application.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Any other questions or comments? Otherwise, I entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the submitting of a pre-application for the 2015 Home Ownership Opportunity Program grant. The- what's that?
To include that you be authorized to sign.
Do the motion? And the motion, to include that the mayor is be authorized to sign all relative documents.
So moved.
And that was seconded.
I think that one did.
Oh, you seconded? You seconded as well. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor, Singleton. Schmidt. Hans. Lacy. Beck. Camper. Fritz. Pike. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, items 5 and 6. Kelly?
Yeah, just as an update, working with the Eggeter family, and they've agreed to give us an extension on the negotiations through March 20th. We're still in the process of negotiating consistent with the guidance that you guys provided to me at the last council meeting. So I would request that you table items 5 and 6.
Is there a motion?
I would motion to continue.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
The motion and second to table items 5 and 6. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
In favor of the motion, Pike, Singleton, Schmidt, Ham, Lucy, Beck, Patrick, Briggs, motion carried.
Alright, item number 7, consideration of approval of the revised interlocal agreement with the Seward, Saline County Solid Waste Management Agency. Charles, did you want to take that?
Yeah, I've attended several of the last compact meetings, and the short version is there was a need to reconcile the bylaws with the interlocal agreement so that we're operating the way we're supposed to. And the second issue is because there are weighted votes in the compact, if the city of Creede or the city of Seward doesn't have a representative there, it causes problems for claims to be paid. So they worked in a provision so that to a certain level, claims could be paid without a quorum there, as long as they were approved within a certain amount of time with a quorum there. And just to give you an idea, the last meeting that I went to, the largest single claim was $1,100, which was a recycling expense for the village of Dorchester. So you're talking about relatively small amounts of money, but when you have people from these villages that come into the meeting and they can't get their claims paid, and since it only meets quarterly, it was causing some problems for bills getting pretty old sometimes. But I forwarded to the city attorney some notes from Bob Blevins, who is the one who went through the interlocal agreement that was signed in '93 and the bylaws that the compact has been operating under. And he kind of looked at the lawyer speak of what Bob was saying and looked at the new documents versus the old documents. And do you have anything to add?
No, I mean, it makes sense that they're matching up to make sure what's required in the interlocal agreement, to making sure that the bylaws are consistent with that agreement, so makes sense to me.
So the thought was they were hoping to have a representative of the city sign those documents at tomorrow night's meeting. Whether that's an efficient way to do it or not, whether we ask them to send those documents back up after the meeting, but at some point we'll have to give authority to a representative of the city to sign that. I think the way that they've got it on the draft is they have council president, but we could ask them to make that the mayor, for convenience sake, if you wanted to have me sign it since I'm down there, whatever's most appropriate.
Okay, I don't have an opinion either way.
Okay.
Charles is there, let him sign it.
Yeah, I mean, this
If we
is a matter
approve
of,
as a council, let Charles sign off.
yeah, I don't have an issue with that, do you have an issue with that?
No, that's fine. Somebody could make a motion that I could direct Mr. Leesky to execute it at the meeting as the representative.
Would someone like to make that motion?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to designate Councilmember Liskey as the city representative to sign these documents at this particular meeting, so. We have a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
All in favor, Patrick, Briggs, Pike, Singleton, Schmidt, Ham, Lucy, Beck, motion carried.
Is there anything else with that one, Charles, or does that satisfy?
No, that should
Okay.
take care of what we need.
Alright, next item, number 8, capital projects update. John, did you wanna come up and just kind of update council on where we're at, where we're headed, what we've been?
Been somewhat slow on the capital improvement side of things, just because it's been cold and crappy out. Administration, they're still reviewing the code codification RFP submittals, I believe we're getting some headway on that. Should be finishing up with the city hall server replacement this week. And we also have all the computers updated to a suitable version of Windows that is supported. I guess that's city administrator application review process is going on. CIP project, we ordered 2 Toro mowers, one for the police department, park department, one for the street department. There'll be a leased item.
How long a lease?
Pardon?
How long a lease?
I think we're gonna go a 5-year lease on this one.
I wouldn't recommend a 5.
We're probably gonna end up keeping the mowers
Oh,
anyway.
you are, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, otherwise they're
A
shot.
3-year lease, we have a buyout or the option to drop the plan,
Okay.
so. Let's see, airport overlay district is finished and set for planning commission and council. You'll probably get the overlay district on the next council meeting. And Pyramid Tower lease agreement, and we did the layout to be a little bit more congenial with the utilities that we have in place up there for water tower. And Ed and myself did a building codes update last Thursday and Friday. We'll be bringing a new set of 2012 codes for adoption to the city council for approval. Bank stabilization, street department's been working on getting rid of our concrete mountain down in the Horseshoe Trailer Court, and we've been stabilizing some banks on Plum Creek as well as Blue River. And cleaning up equipment, making repairs, getting ready for spring. Electric department, we got one more charging station to install down by the band shell, and they're still working on street light replacement. And the water department has a sludge loadout door modification in progress. That's about it.
Thanks, John. Any
John?
questions?
John,
Yeah, go ahead,
do we
Alan.
have the cars yet?
Pardon?
Do we
Cars
have
are
cars,
here.
are they licensed, running, insured?
Marilyn was somewhat overwhelmed today, so I didn't want to bother her about licensing them, but tomorrow we'll probably have.
We were waiting for the paperwork to get to
To
the
the
courthouse. I
courthouse.
think it just got there this morning.
I think
if
that's what
recall.
the deal was. I started to talk to Marilyn and Larry said, today's not a good day.
Thank you.
She's overwhelmed.
Yeah,
Are they gonna put some type of recognition on the side, like City of Seward?
It'll say City of Seward on the side, and then it'll also have a little sticker that says it was appropriated through lottery funds.
Chris?
Hey, I know the plan is to fix it, but, at what point we're gonna take care of that slab that's hanging up down by the band shell on the corner? There's a whole little section of sidewalk for 3 weeks has been lifted and up. Apparently we're unaware of it, maybe.
Apparently I am.
So, I mean, I'm just waiting, there's no safety tape around it or anything, I'm waiting for somebody to trip and fall over it.
I'll get on it.
Where at exactly?
What's the street there that runs along the band shell?
Jackson.
Fifth and Jackson.
Yeah.
It's right there on the corner. It's
On the
part of
north
it.
corner?
Across from Surnax.
Catty
This
corner?
would be the
from
southeast corner.
Yeah, I do know about that. So I'm kinda waiting for the weather to cool off, cause that'd do quite a bit of tear up there.
Any other questions?
That's what
I don't know if we
took out
have any
our stop
plan
sign.
for any sizable snow, which I hope not, but if it were and that got covered up, somebody's gonna trip over it.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Oh,
Charles?
talking about electric cars, got me thinking about the, mobile device charging station.
Talk to the guy over at the mobile device. Are you talking about that?
Yeah, the thing that we're storing over
I
at.
talked to him
USA.
at the Solio one.
Mhm.
We both kind of thought it would be a good place to have it in front of the courthouse. The problem being is, as I looked into it, it needs to be somewhat protected from the elements. So we're still kind of looking for a good place to put it, to where it would be protected and still be serviceable to the people that actually need it.
Maybe inside, just right inside the door of the courthouse? Or are you looking for something that's accessible more to get to find?
I would say something that's more accessible, you know, whenever you want to, I thought about the band shell, I thought about the Civic Center. Civic Center actually wouldn't be a bad place to have it, I don't think. And you've got that little alcove in there that's kind of a nice deal, so.
Any questions? Otherwise, I entertain a motion to approve John's report.
Somebody got
Just one question.
Oh, yeah.
John, in item 1, you said the city administrator application review process is going on. This may not be a question for you, it may be for you. At what point will the council be updated on the details of that process?
You were right, not a question for me, it's a question for these guys.
Yeah, I'll probably send out an update tomorrow. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll need a motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Looking in favor of the motion, Fritz, Pike, English, and Ham, Lucy, Becker, motion carries.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Item number 9, this is council to receive update on pending and threatened legal proceedings. Kelly?
I would suggest that the council move to go into closed session with myself for the protection of the public interest and to discuss pending litigation which is imminent as evidenced by communication of a claim or threat of litigation against the city of Seward for a period of 15 minutes and to include myself and the mayor.
Second.
That motion.
Does someone have to say that motion? Or can you just make the
Would
motion?
you like to make that motion?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Give you a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Looking in favor of the motion, Becker, Fritz, Pike, English, and Ham, Lucy, motion carries.
Do you not have to restate
You
this?
need to announce, yes, why we're
Okay,
going into closed.
the city council will go into closed session with the city attorney for the protection of the public interest pursuant to Nebraska revised statute section 84-1410, sub 1, to discuss pending litigation or litigation which is imminent as evidenced by communication of a claim or threat of litigation against the city of Seward for a period of 15 minutes to include the city attorney and the mayor. And that was the motion and the vote. All right, we're going to go into closed session.
Speedsters are back there.
Yeah, I don't know that.
We need a motion then to come out of closed session.
So moved.
Second.
And time, get the thing. And no action was taken. Anything else you need to say, Kelly? Okay. What's that?
Did you vote on the motion? Come out of executive session?
Yeah, we have a motion and a second. Please register your votes. Please display the votes.
In favor of the motion, Ham, Schmidt, Singleton, Pike, Fritz, Becker, motion carries.
All right, item number 10, future requests for council agenda items or administrative action. Yes, sir.
This might fall just under administrator action. I know that we had Jack here as the interim guy. I've noticed that the administrator report obviously has fallen off the agenda, or at least it did tonight. I haven't been here for a couple meetings, so I apologize, but I'd just be curious. I know we heard from John tonight.
Pretty much took over the administrator's report.
Okay, but maybe that could be then added to what you're giving, is that it's also the administrator's report or vice administrator, whatever you are.
I think we addressed that at a council meeting. And
You
asked-
did?
Yeah, and asked that John provide updates on the projects.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we did.
so it's already taken care of, great.
Any other requests for future items? Okay. Upcoming events. Charles, you have anything for us?
All kinds of events on the chamber website, so take a look
I
at that.
put you on the spot, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Leadership event, leadership event on the 25th at Seward Memorial Library.
You can always say 4th of July.
Yeah, Tri-County Job Fair on the 17th with the York and Fulton counties.
All right,
We're busy.
sounds good, well, thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Looking in favor of the motion, Pike, Singleton, Schmidt, Ham, Lucy, Becker, Fritz, motion carries.
All right, thank you.